start over.
Each side of the loader do have 6 spots for greasing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
And that's for both sides. You also have a grease fitting, I believe, on the center pivot on the axle. There is like a drive shaft which runs from the back of the engine to the transmission itself. Those do have grease fittings on the joints.
Can I see that now?
It's kind of tricky too.
You have to take the cover off or
You
what?
do have to take a cover off that front side. So it's up in there. And then there is one back in here on the universal joint.
Okay.
Probably want to do that like once a year. Would be good.
Okay.
We can, of course, it can just be part of like the service that we provide too. So.
Okay.
Then for the grease fittings on the U-joints, on the drive shaft for this, we'll have one inside the knuckle there, inside the knuckle up there. There's a grease fitting on like the rollers for here, as well as here. And a couple down here as well.
And you said just like WD-40.
With this, you will actually need like a grease gun.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's a different kind of fluid.
Yeah,
It says what
that's
to
something
get
different than
in
WD-40.
the,
Yes.
in the-
Yep, in the booklet.
Okay.
There is oil check for this here. This should be pretty good for oil for some time. You do have to change this oil out probably after a couple hundred hours. It calls for. It's in the book as well.
Okay.
This also folds down if you have to, just like the mower would. This does go straight down basically. Hydraulic oil check is with the dipstick right down here. If you do have to put in oil, it is underneath the seat, or on that side of the flow cap.
Oh, I see it, I think.
Yep, right
That?
there, exactly.
Hydraulic fluid?
Yep.
Okay.
We sell all that here.
Cool.
You got the engine oil over on this side. You got the dipstick in that little spot there. Pull that out. You got the engine oil filter right here as well. This is a fuel filter. There's a fuel filter on the other side of the tractor. This is the water separator filter for the fuel. So there is a little cartridge filter inside of there. If like the water ever does get into the fuel, you would just spin this out.
And
The water will fall out of that.
Interesting. How would I know that's happening?
Because there is a little, what color is that? Like a red ring.
Yeah.
And it will start floating.
Huh.
Yeah.
And you can just see that right
Yep.
here. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
You may never see it move, so that means you have pretty good fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you bother with getting like special diesel or just like from the regular gas station?
Just a regular gas station's fine. When you get closer to the winter, you think you'll be using this every day or like every week at least?
Yeah.
Okay. So like the super cold days, the fuel obviously will gel up. That's when you want to put in like a fuel treatment,
Okay.
which we sell some stuff here. They sell it like at auto parts stores.
Okay.
It's like a diesel fuel treatment. It's like the fuel, like it won't get thick, like a gel up on you, they call it.
Do you just do that when you refill it or like before you start it every
So
time?
you should do it in the winter time, each time you fill up.
Each
It
time
only
you fill
takes
up.
a couple ounces.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do I ever need to unplug the hydraulics for any reason?
When you take the loader off.
Can you show me that?
Sure. So, like a level spot is always key. Start the machine. We'll put like some pressure on these loader masks. A little bit easier with the bucket on. When you lift up on these latches here, so the same thing on both sides. Lift up on that. Then you will pull back on the joystick. Like the loader stand will come down. So then shut the tractor off. All right, let all of the pressure out of the lines. So release it. It'll kind of settle in on itself. Once you do that with the tractor off, you will then get to pull off all 4 of these hoses that are color coded. There's like a pull back collar. Like a will drip, it always does.
Yep.
Use one of those hoses.
Okay.
And then once you have them all off, you just have all the water off if you don't want it on.
Yeah.
So like for mowing, sometimes it's nice not to have it on.
And are these you put on when you take it off?
Yep. So those are the dust pieces.
Oh, okay.
Put that up,
cool.
and then this can go in here.
I see.
But you want to make sure that you have all the pressure off the lines before you do that.
Because otherwise, phew.
Yep.
And all you have to do to release that pressure is just wiggle that around?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then to go back on, it's just opposite. Pull down.
Okay.
Back on.
All right. So if the hydraulics had been disconnected, is that the first thing you do is reconnect them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. So like you'll pull all the way up to it basically as much as you can. Yep.
All right.
So you can reach those hoses to plug in. Yeah.
Okay. All right.